Assassin's Creed Shadows has failed. Ubisoft is swinging by the neck at this point, and we're just waiting for the vultures. It is a complete disaster, and it is hilarious. And I just want to mention, look at this. Look at this video right here that we're seeing. This person is stealthing right there in front of three guys, it seems like, and one is looking at them, and they're like, oh yeah, everything seems fine here. This is not suspicious at all. This is why Assassin's Creed failed, okay? Even the fanboys have stopped defending it at this point. It's just, there's just no point, right?
We got a lot of secret changes and, well, actually nerfs in the most recent Assassin's Creed Shadows update. So I want to go over those issues with keys people are having and also look at the brand new very unique weapons that were added. Let's start with a secret change that makes an incredibly fun and powerful playstyle completely useless. I've told you in many
Yeah, that sounds like an Ubisoft upgrade. Hey, there was a thing that was actually good in this game. Ubisoft killed it. Man, Ubisoft, you shouldn't probably take notes from Blizzard at this point. They kind of failed at everything already.
videos to get the chance to refill a tool on kill engraving for on your trinket, because this also works on tool kills. So you basically had a 50% chance to get the kunai back that you just used. Sometimes it felt like even more than 50%, and the fact that you could then still pick up the kunai from the body made it so that
But again, everything about Assassin's Creed Shadows is just a joke. Look at this. Okay? We're an assassin. We're stealthily descending.
50%, and the fact that you can
Let me just do a fucking backflip for absolutely no apparent reason. This is why the franchise has turned into a joke.
then still pick up the kunai from the body made it so that you would never run out of this tool. And if you stayed in stealth, you could basically one-shot everyone from afar. Well, Ubisoft secretly nerfed this playstyle in multiple ways. That 50%.
Bro, I can't. The stealth in Assassin's Creed is just such a goddamn joke, okay? No one liked playing as the Black Behemoth in this game, but still, doing this kind of stealth just seems such an incredible joke to me, honestly. Like, look at this. You're trying to tell me no one's seeing anything, okay? This is supposed to be stealth game, technically, right? And the stealth is this bad. You're just in the open, you're crouched, and congratulations, everyone is blind now. It is a joke.
Secretly nerfed this playstyle in multiple ways. That 50% chance to refill a tool on a kill is now 10%. So 1 out of 10 kunai you
So it's useless.
throw can return, but because you can only carry 6, it often means that you get nothing back. But that's not all. They basically decreased the chance for every variant of this perk. They were all 50%, but now on crits it's 15%. Dodge remains the same, but also deflect nerfed from 50 to 10. Detected is now 35%, but really the ones that still have a high percentage chance.
Bro, Ubisoft is probably looking at this and saying, oh no, we can't have people play the game fast because then they're gonna quit. And boys, let me tell you something, okay? I got the Steam DB up for Assassin's Creed Shadows right yet, and boys, let me tell you what, it's not looking good. We're probably gonna look at that later, but spoiler alert, it's not looking good.
Were never great to be.
Oh, but why are you looking at Steam? It's actually a Xbox game or it's a PlayStation game. Yeah, sure. And it's on its way to sell 50 million copies. I also eat the slop.
Begin with, because you cannot benefit from them while in stealth. So sure, this was a really OP playstyle, but going from 50% to 10% is really too much. 30% I think would have been way more fair. But it gets worse, because they also completely removed the ability to get kunai back that you used. First, they would remain in the body of the enemy, and by walking over them, you would always get them back. But maybe you already noticed that right now it works different.
Dude, listen, being a black samurai in Japan and being, you know, a towering Hulk about everyone else was exactly assassiny enough. So now let's just wear red so we're completely non-blending in. How about that? Again, all of this is a joke, okay? You can say, oh, what's the big deal? It's a skin. It takes away from the experience. It takes away from the immersion. If I'm trying to be a shadowy, fucking stealthy, lethal assassin, okay? I don't want to go around in a fucking clown suit. We're not playing Hitman here, okay?
And it actually depends on the difficulty you're playing on. So basically, on the new Nightmare difficulty, whether you have it active for only stealth or only for combat, you will never get the kunai back by walking over a body. But if you have both difficulties on expert or lower, there is still a chance. In my experience, on expert it's less often than normal, but you can still occasionally pick up the kunai that you just used.
God, I absolutely love this, how you can... This is Star Wars Outlaws levels of stealth, okay? Slightly better, I guess, to be absolutely fair. But it's not a lot better, you know what I'm saying? It just is not. It's really bad. You stab a guy in the leg, and he doesn't scream. He's just like, I forgot how to speak. I'm just gonna look at me stabby. And then you stab him in the gut where he doesn't even instantaneously die. And you're kind of like, okay. And he's not gonna scream. Like, the takedowns are a joke. The stealth is a joke. Everything somehow seems a joke. Well, everything in this game is a joke. So it is what it is.
Well, of course, these secret changes basically made throwing knives way more rare, so you really have to pick your targets carefully. I still hope they add a way to have them not break anymore, as it was still kinda tricky sometimes to retrieve them by walking over the body. Like, make it an armor perk, so we have to kinda mix and match and use it instead of...
God, again, no one just notices anything. I love it. Oh, but it does... Shut up.
Other perks you're currently rocking. Now, speaking of armor perks, there's another nerf and way more secret changes. Of course, if you like the video so far, leave a like, that would really help me out, and subscribe for everything Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yes, I saw many comments about the Tool Master chest piece perk as well, that yes, also got nerfed, but here it's also linked to the difficulty settings. So Ubisoft only told us that in the Nightmare difficulty, using the perk that throws a kunai to a nearby enemy after an assassination would actually cost a kunai. So this also means that if you don't have a kunai, the perk simply won't trigger anymore. So yeah, this is the case on Nightmare. Also, if you only have combat or stealth on Nightmare, but they did not tell us that...
Let's watch that one again. That was epic.
Combat or stealth on Nightmare, but they...
That's good. That is so good. you just kind of, it looks like you're kind of just stepping on them.
Combat or...
Yeah, you just stab them in the cheek or whatever, and then it's like, bitch, gotcha.
Or stealth on Nightmare, but...
And with such grace, oh my god, that's, you know, with such grace, like you're killed just to kill the final boss in the cutscene. Oh, that's good. That's just too good. Oh, I'm crying a little bit. That was hilarious.
They did not tell us that this was also the case on the expert difficulty, so if you play on that, then this perk also costs you a kunai. I don't mind it if the perk worked differently, because right now you don't have enough control. If it would work like in Mirage, where you could actually choose if you would throw the kunai to the enemy after an assassination.
I absolutely love, by the way, the concept that the kunai is just gonna go through armor. Okay.
Instead of being an automatic trigger, then sure. But now this means that even if you want to just assassinate one target, the game will decide to take out the other enemy.
Can't the assassinations are just such fucking jokes.
Enemy or sometimes servant close by as well, and that is a waste of the kunai. So it just makes this play...
Bro, what do you mean? The people who made this are communists, so working for Batman makes you bad, even though you're just trying to feed probably your family that also supports communism. So, you know, killing someone who works for a bad person is legit always.
Take out the other enemy or sometimes servant close by as...
It's just so funny. He's just minding his day, you know, just selling fucking apples, and suddenly he's dead.
Well, and that is a waste of the kunai. So it just makes this playstyle not reliable at all, and you especially want that on a higher
Oh
difficulty.
boy.
There were actually more secret changes to the expert difficulty that I noticed. So here the deflect and parry windows also seem to be smaller, so it's harder to get that perfect parry or dodge to make the enemy vulnerable. And while you would first get all your rations from a refill crate, it's now only 5 or 6 in my experience. So it's still more than in Nightmare, where it's only 2 or 3, but overall expert is totally more challenging now as well. Other secret changes include the fact that yes, we can finally tag and sell items again in the different shops or at the blacksmith to mass dismantle. This was of course a feature they added in one of the first updates, but that crashed many consoles and PCs, so they removed it and now it's finally back. And it all works for me right now, and I also have not seen people talk about it crashing again, so glad they were able to make it work and reintroduced it. Another secret change has been found by Shubham Mehula in my comment sections. They note that those origami butterflies now actually have a special effect. You can get these items early on by going after the butterfly collector targets in Osaka. So they always had the weird perk descriptions that did not seem to do anything. But now if you stand...
What the fuck was that? Was that a steal?
They always had the weird perk descriptions that did not seem to do
Or was that an assassin? I can't even tell any longer. It's just such a joke on every level.
anything. But now if you stand still with the trinket equipped as either Naue or Yasuke, you will have these butterflies appear that fly around and you can easily spot them in the photo mode. It's kind of cool. Actually, the trinket of the childlike bravery gives you the yellow butterflies and the blue butterfly of benevolence gives you the blue butterflies. And it gets better because
the appropriate color of the butterfly, you're telling me, gives you the appropriate color of the butterfly around you. Holy shit, boys.
I first thought this effect was linked to the perk, but it's actually linked to the visual. So something really cool you can do right now is simply transmog any trinket you're using right now and select either the yellow or blue butterfly, and then you will also have the visual effect appear at all times. Something I'm totally doing right now. And before we look at the new critical role weapons that have some pretty fun effects, we quickly have to touch on the keys situation, because yes, I know many of you actually lost your hard-earned keys that you now cannot spend at the exchange. Well, Ubisoft actually already shared an official message saying that the team...
Wait. Does this game have loot boxes? I didn't even know. Oh my god, there's no way. There's no way this slop has loot boxes.
...has deployed a fix for the cause of the issue and is now working towards a solution to restore...
Okay, I guess this is when this is it, boys. This is where we're looking at the Steam DB numbers, because I mean, my god, they definitely do. They definitely, listen, they definitely need some loot boxes with these player numbers. Look at this. A whopping quadruple A game, boys. Quadruple A. Let's be real. Ubisoft probably thinks that this is quadruple triple A or whatever. Okay. 65k launch, baby. On Steam. Now, the official version is that 80% of players are on PlayStation, which sounds like complete fucking bullshit to me. It sounds like people that are maybe playing it for free, or there's some kind of BS with the counting system, because they can easily obfuscate these numbers by just, counting one login into, one person logging in 2 times a day as 2 players if they want. It's completely legal. Keep in mind, all of these numbers are bullshit. This is why we look at Steam, because we don't believe anything else. Steam is the way to distinct if something is good or bad. And now, from a whopping 65k brave souls playing complete slop, we are now at the point where, we're roughly peaking at 5-6k, and that's kind of it. Yes, it's not looking good for the Assassin's Creed franchise. It's not looking good for Ubisoft. Again, Europe sued them. They're not gonna just allow Tencent to acquire them and get power, and that's not how Europe works. So Ubisoft's probably fucked on that. We haven't heard anything about that yet, but these things do take a lot of time, sadly. And yeah, it's just not looking good. These are not good numbers. These are horrible numbers, and everyone knows it. Ah, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. This game, when it came out, it didn't even breach the top 40 most played games on Xbox. Or was it even not even the top 50? It's just insane, okay? And people, and again, there's gonna be probably people in the comment section right here saying, "Oh, but Assassin's Creed Shadows is on its way to sell actually 50 million copies." Yes, yes, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. What 100% in fact. You keep on trucking. You keep on hoping, my dude. Okay, it's gonna sell 1 billion copies in fact.
For the impacted wallets. When I hear more, I will of course let you know, but I really hope Ubisoft brings back that smoke bomb healing chest for now after fixing this issue, because it would really suck if you now missed it because your keys suddenly disappeared. Speaking of things that disappear, okay, this is a really bad segue, but as you might know, Ubisoft added 4 brand new weapons to the game, and they got creative, as the new Sword of Phantoms for Naue literally disappears if you put it away, so you have no weapon on your back, and then it immediately appears with a water effect when you grab it. You can, by the way, transmog this over other katanas, and then you still have this cool visual effect. So the perk says 5% crit chance and restore 20% health on kill. So that's the perk actually from the Hexblade Curse from D&D.
Does anyone care about that in a game like this, to be honest?
That Fjord, the owner of the Sword of Phantoms, also had. So they really did their homework. The perk is great, but the secret...
I love whenever someone calls TV show game good because, oh, it has Easter eggs. It has Easter eggs. Like, half of the people who were calling the Fallout TV series good, by the way, were like, "Oh, look at the Easter eggs in this game. This is an Easter egg, not game, but show. Look at the Easter egg. Do you know this is an Easter egg?" Yeah, I know. It doesn't make the show good though, dipshit. It just doesn't. I'm sorry. Oh, did you see the gun? It looks like the gun from the game. Yes, the gun from the game is supposed to look like the gun from the game in this TV series that's made to be from the game. Yes. This is not shocking. This is not breaking news. Everyone knows that that's how it's intended to be. Ugh. We need a purge.
Secret perk that triggers, that is not noted, is way better. When detected while the sword is equipped, you namely drop multiple smoke bombs around you in an area, so can instantly disappear into the smoke again and do an assassination. It's kinda wild. And by engraving this perk on another katana, you also transfer over the smoke bomb effect. So that's really, really good. And real quick, a tip, when you do the double assassination or rush assassination, then don't forget to switch back to your katana so you have the smoke bomb effect again when you get detected. So almost all these new weapons have something special.
Bro, what? Again, this is such a joke. Look at this. Look at this assassination.
And when you
Look. He's right there. Just being retarded as everything in this game. And look what happens.
get
Do you see that?
detected.
We go for the leg swipe. That does nothing. And then you just go for the neck. Like, what's the point of doing the leg swipe? You can just go for the neck already. Nothing's preventing you from that. Also, you cut the neck open. What? Why stab it? I mean, he's already dead. He's already dead. 100%.
Weapons have something special, but there's one that is less exciting. Like, sure, this rifle for Yasuke looks awesome, but the perk where you deal 15% more damage, but also have a 50% chance to misfire, like, it fits the bad news rival from D&D, but in Shadows, the damage increase is just not enough for the fact that you sometimes randomly miss and then have to reload again. Also because you can put 10% extra damage on any tempo and then not have the downside makes the bad news not really great. Now let's move on to the Whisper for Naue. The character who uses this in Critical Role always says dagger, dagger, dagger. So what Ubisoft did with this cool looking weapon...
Okay, so they just steal from D&D? What is exactly this? Are we supposed to be happy, by the way, that the already faint glimpses of immersion in this game are even fainter now? Am I supposed to be really excited about this? Uh,
is that now the most interesting looking, most out of place weapon of the bunch is the Heart of Glass Cannonbow for Yasuke, which a reference to the Ashton Chaotic Rage from Critical Role, where you namely do the battle cry.
oh, great. More gay references. What a time to be alive. Anyway, that was Jordan Raptor. 10 out of 10. Assassin's... we need more news about Assassin's Creed Shadows, okay? Them just being shit is not enough, okay? We need some hard hitting stuff, okay? Anyway, bye.